Retribution is a 2023 film directed by Nimród, Antal, written by Chris Salmanpour, and we have a cast including Liam Neeson as Matt Turner. And I really thoroughly enjoyed this. I wasn't completely emotionally invested in the narrative, by which I mean I wasn't that bothered to find out ultimately what was happening, but each stage of the narrative I thought was really great. Matt is driving his children, and he receives a really strange phone call. And then he finds out that a bomb, when he wasn't in the car, obviously, has been fixed to his seat. And he has to follow various instructions, each of which I say get more intense. Otherwise, this bomb will go off. And obviously, with his children in the car, the stakes are high. This could have worked absolutely without the children being in the car if they wanted to do that. But by involving the children, it just makes it all the more intense. And I thought that they had a great role to play with this. They really helped. I don't want to go into too much detail, but they gave him maybe other things to think about. When it was happening, there were times when it could have gone darker, when his character could have gone darker. And I think had the children not been in the car, in some situations, his actions might have been a little different. And I think that that really gives it an interesting angle. As I said, I wasn't that invested in finding out who is phoning him, what their motivation is. I wanted to know, but that for me wasn't the pull factor. It wasn't this desperate need to find out what's going on. I was really just enjoying the journey of wondering what the next task will be and how intense it will be. Visually, it's brilliant. The special effects are amazing. I enjoyed every aspect of this, and although I wasn't completely invested in finding out who was responsible, as I said, I was still keen enough to learn, but I was enjoying the journey. It wasn't one of those films where I was more interested in the destination. The actual experience of the film was really good. I also want to praise the length, because it's only an hour and a half, and it does not need to be any longer. And I feel like films of this nature are often so much longer, and they have a lot of unnecessary car chases or drawn out explosions. There are small versions of those here, but nothing lasted longer than it needed to, and I really want to praise that. So for me, this ticked all of the right boxes. I thought Liam Neeson was absolutely brilliant. The story is great, it's well written, there are a lot of different emotions in this. It's explosive, it's powerful, it's really, really well done. I had a lot of fun with this. It was quite intense, and I felt a lot of different emotions. Retribution was a really enjoyable film. It's not the hardest watch either, and I say this because, again, a lot of films like this, based on my experiences, I haven't seen the largest pool of films like this, but based on my experiences, they'll sometimes overcomplicate the narrative. And when you have to focus so hard on trying to keep up with what's happening, you're not able to focus on the enjoyable aspects, like the emotions, like the special effects. And none of that is overly complicated here. I think it's very, very well written, great characters, great variety in emotions. We obviously have a lot of intensity. We have some more fearful moments. We have some moments where getting quite angry. How could somebody be doing this, especially with his kids in the car? So a lot of emotions, great film, great story, great performances. Retribution was a really enjoyable experience, and needless to say, I'm very happy to recommend it.